All right, who does it better? ChatGPT 03 Mini versus ChatGPT 4.5. This is the deep research mode. I was basically in the middle of writing a new VSL script right now for a product called WildFit at Mind Valley when suddenly ChatGPT 4.5 was released. So I had this prompt, which is basically like, hey, I'm looking for a new core story that would work with the discovery of how people discover that it's a type 2 diabetes offer on their product called WildFit, which helps balance the pancreas. And I was looking to redo this product stuff. So I basically pasted my prompt in here, which is like, hey, I'm looking to find some wow breakthrough story that'll work with the research. And I basically pasted in the VSL script. And I did it with both of them. They both took 10 minutes to complete. This one took 10 minutes. That took 10 minutes, 27 sources versus 40 sources. But the results were way different. So I can't actually tell you what's better right now. That's my honest answer. This is 4.5. First off, I loved what I got here because it was this really cool idea of like some talking about the human history and our ability to survive. And we've got this ability to turn on and off, like this mechanism to survive based on when we don't eat food a lot. So it was cool in terms of the history. It talked about how we discovered like insulin and then how we discovered glucagon and then how we discovered this thing. So there's like an evolution kind of story going on here, which is pretty sweet. And then there's like I asked for some conspiracy stories. It talks about how, sugar manipulated stuff, which was kind of cool. And then it gave me some more like ideas. I was like, what's the best, idea? And it thought that this dual mode for the pancreas was kind of a cool idea that we could do a story with. So I had a cool story that I liked right away that I wanted to roll on. And then 4.5 came out. So I threw them the same prompt. And after like 10 minutes, it came up with this, which was totally different, right? This apparently is the world record. This is a story of the world record guy who in the 1960s went 382 days medically supervised fasting. He went from obese 27-year-old man and he lost 276 pounds, going like this to that. Holy shit. Fucking Christ. I mean, that's a crazy angle right there. It's got the link to the PubMed right here, so it gives me the literal study of what was going on right here, which is crazy. Prolonged fasting, and it's like proof that your body, we survived throughout history because we had to go long periods of time without eating. I'm not sure how that would work I don't want to make people think that they have to starve themselves, but there's a really interesting, fascinating story right here, which could definitely be a lead. That's really fascinating. Outside of that, it goes back through the feast and famine cycles. Look, it talks about the adipose brown tissue, right? That's pretty interesting because that's been in some big weight loss VSLs. So, and then it goes into food manipulation in a much different way. Much different way. I didn't think that many of the angles here. And also it's a lot. They don't really break it down super easily. Like this big ass chunk of text right here, which is kind of hard to read. Big tobacco, suppression, and then it kind of just like runs out from there. Let me go back in here and just paste like this prompt into there to see what pops up on 4.5, because I think this prompt is something to do with like, which story would be the most fascinating story that we could use. So here we go. So now it's telling me here's the most fascinating story. The metabolic switching discovery, how starvation unlocked the hidden secret to reversing diabetes. Scientists were baffled when they discovered an obese patient, right? So this one gave me research that discovered working with diabetic dogs, which is interesting, the birth of glucagon and then this dynamic shift. So it gave me this like story, and then I just had to rewrite my script to kind of go through that flow. But this is actually pretty exciting right here. This is pretty interesting. So scientists were baffled when they had a patient go 392. I mean, that's fascinating hook right there. That's ridiculous, right? Curiosity, emotional, blah, 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 blah. Had to face harsh winters. Your body was designed to survive in the winter. It's not broken, it's just stuck. Flips the narrative on this. Backslash, other stories rank lower. I also don't like the food industry stuff. I don't think the manipulation stuff as strong for a lot of stuff that I've tested. suppression on diabetes. Everybody and their mother talks about suppression on it, so it's kind of off of it. How scientists were shocked to discover pancreas hidden mechanism for. So in 1985, 20 stunned the world when he stopped eating for an entire year and lived. Doctors were speechless. They expected him to collapse, to starve, and to die or something. His pancreas flipped into ancient metabolic mode. A hidden power evolved to survive long winters. The result, he lost hundreds of pounds. That's pretty funny, right? Now, I don't really know how I feel about it because God only knows if I want them to be like, yeah, we're going to starve you to death here. But anyway, 3 versus 4.5, definitely they're worth looking at. I got two radically different prompt ideas, and I do think this one's pretty dope, and I would just dive into reverse engineering it. So typically what I would do is I take all of this information and then move to Claude 3.7 because that shit is banging for writing copy. Peace.